Hey guys, welcome back to another video. You guys may be wondering what happened to the last episode of the Blue Fire movie. Well, two reasons. I've been busy and I've been lazy. It's more lazy than busy. I'm still working on it, but we'll try to get the episode on my YouTube channel by the end of November. Before then, maybe actually. Also, this is my first video in 2 weeks, so yeah. Today we're gonna be watching some of the weirdest phobias ever. So this video is gonna be very, very creepy, but whatever. It's time to react.
Fear is a natural response to something dangerous, like spiders, heights, or needles. Ugh. But a phobia is an irrational and debilitating fear of an object, place, situation, feeling, or animal. So while being scared of deadly spiders makes sense, an arachnophobe, like me, is terrified by the smallest and most harmless house spiders, like these.
Oh god, that's
kill them with
scary.
fire! With that said, people
scary.
can be terrified by just about anything, from eyes and belly buttons to teeny tiny holes. So, if you're feeling brave, strap in and brace yourself as we take a look at some of the weirdest phobias that exist. Not normal nomophobia. Have you ever gone out and suddenly realized you've left your phone at home? Or even worse, you've lost it? To some, it's just a mild inconvenience. But to sufferers of nomophobia, this can induce a full-blown panic attack. The term is an abbreviation for no mobile phone phobia, which is the weird fear of not having your phone or being able to use it. Even the idea of running out of battery can induce a sense of dread so intense that sufferers will ensure they're near a power source at all times. That certainly sounds extreme, but it's more common than you might think. About 50% of American teens believe they're addicted to their smartphones, and 12% of adults even take them into the shower, and not just for naughty selfie reasons. But what causes people to feel so scared?
Family friendly.
Beloved smartphones? While there's no specific cause, experts believe it's linked to a fear of isolation. I mean, if your phone serves as the main method of contacting the people you care about, you'd feel horribly lonely without it. They also believe trauma could play a role, like if losing your phone once caused you serious distress, you might excessively worry about it happening again. Either way, the call of this phoneless fear is one I'd rather not pick up.
I mean, this is kind of weird, because I really don't, I do hate whenever I lose my phone and everything. I just don't like that, but I'm not scared of it unless I'm in a public area or something like that, but yeah.
Easy kumpunophobia. Buttons on clothes are there to make our lives easier, but they aren't loved by everyone, or at least not people with kumpunophobia. The root of this term comes from the word kumpono, which is Greek for button. And as you've probably guessed, yes, it's the bizarre fear of buttons. Approximately 75,000 people in the world suffer from the timidity of these toggles, and most have fairly similar reasons why. Some simply despise their texture, whereas others have experienced intense trauma relating to them, which has manifested into a phobia. Being so small and grabbable, children sometimes swallow buttons or push them up their nose, causing them a lot of pain, along with a scary trip to the hospital. Others find it difficult to get
try this at home, guys.
Hang of buttoning up clothing, which can be seriously embarrassing if you're mocked for it. These are just a few examples of how button-based trauma can develop into a phobia, but it's not the end of the world. In fact, kumpunophobia is responsible for one of the most important technological developments in history. You see, Apple co-founder and CEO Steve Jobs unbelievably admitted to suffering from kumpunophobia.
Really?
And it's this fear that helped inspire the creation of the almost buttonless iPhone. We'll never know for sure just how much influence this phobia had on the final design, but it does explain why he only ever wore turtlenecks. But here's the big question. Are you afraid of buttons? No?
No.
Well then prove it by hitting those like and subscribe buttons down below. Now where were we? Long word loathing. Imagine you're in school and the teacher calls you up to the front of the class to read something. You look at the page and there's a long, intimidating word staring back at you. You try and break it down, but...
Yeah, no, I hate that a lot. Like, actually, like, so much. Like, I hate... Just, like, I mean, I hate, presenting, you know. I gotta do that later, in the future, in a couple days, for school and everything. So, yeah, I'm not really that excited for it. I'm really nervous, but, you know, something that people go through.
It's no good. After a while, all the other kids start to laugh, and suddenly you're the butt of a class-wide joke. Sounds pretty daunting, right? Well, it's distressing situations like this that can cause people to develop an irrational fear of saying, or even reading, long words. As you can imagine, a fear of long words can be crippling, as it interferes hugely with schoolwork and education.
I hate that so much.
Although the actual name of this phobia makes it even worse, because it's cruelly called hippopotamonstrosis quipedaliophobia. I think I just strained my tongue. Now, curiously, sesquipedalian on its own means to have many syllables, so this fear should be called sesquipedaliophobia. But some monster decided to add all those extra syllables onto the beginning. Were they trying to give its sufferers a panic attack? Well, the name itself is purposefully designed to...
Wait, before we continue, if you guys noticed, basically, like, my face cam is kind of like flipped sideways. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. But yeah, it was flipped. I don't know if you guys like it like this or you guys like it like that. So just like comment down below if you guys like it like, you know, whichever. I like this one a lot better though.
Long words, the name of this phobia alone forces sufferers to confront their fear, and gradual exposure to these supersized syllables in a safe setting does help lessen a sufferer's panic. But I still don't know if that's pure genius or sheer cruelty. Colorful conundrum. Being the lightest hue on the color spectrum, yellow is often associated to bright, happy things, like sunshine and springtime. But yellow isn't a happy color.
Sorry guys, my storage became full, but yeah, I fixed it.
Yeah, that's right. These poor people have an unrelenting fear of the color yellow. But that would mean they're scared of everything from school buses and taxis to flowers and bananas. Well, as strange as it sounds, it's not the only color that people are terrified of. It sits under the, very muted umbrella of chromophobia, which is the fear and aversion of colors. For example, sufferers of melanophobia are afraid of the color black. For porphyrophobia, purple is their primary fear, and in cases of leukophobia, white just ain't right. In their most aggressive forms, just saying the names of these colors can be enough to trigger full-blown panic attacks.
Dang, that's weird.
But why can a single color cause such an immobilizing reaction? Like many phobias, these can often be traced back to specific traumatic events. A sufferer might have been in an accident with a yellow car, for example, and unconsciously associated their intense fear of the situation with that color. Or sometimes, intense colors can induce painful migraines, so sufferers go out of their way to avoid them entirely. Man, I don't want to know what happens if these poor people look up at a rainbow. Terrifying turophobia. Is there anything more delicious than pizza topped with mouth-watering amounts of hot, stringy cheese? Just the thought of it is making my stomach rumble. Although, for anyone with turophobia, this is guaranteed to make their stomach churn. It's not a fear of pizza, thank God, but a fear of cheese, which is so much worse. As blasphemous as it sounds, plenty of people simply don't like cheese because of its flavor, smell, or even texture.
Yeah, but that's weird how like you're scared of
is an
cheese.
abject fear of all or some of these cheesy features, which usually stems from some kind of trauma, like being really sick after eating some, or even choking on a piece. It can be so upsetting that sufferers choose to avoid these delicious dairy products altogether, and by avoiding it, their harrowing experience gradually curdles into intense disgust or fear. I guess you could say they just camembert it.
I get that, but
hopefully they're not afraid of cheesy jokes as well. Difficult decidophobia. What are you going to have for lunch tomorrow? Are you going to take out the trash before then? Or will you clean up your room first? These are basic questions, but if you felt anxious at the thought of making any of those choices, you might suffer from a degree of decidophobia. As you can probably guess by the name, that's the fear of making decisions. Now, you're always making choices.
Yeah, I don't like doing that too, but it's just like I'm not scared of it.
Act. You do it so often, in fact, that the average person makes about 35,000 conscious decisions a day. Assuming you sleep for about 8 hours, that's at least 36 decisions a minute. So, depending on how aggressive a person's decidophobia is, chronic sufferers can be paralyzed by their fear every minute of every day. But what could be the root cause of this debilitating phobia? Well, it's most commonly associated with a perfectionist thinking style, meaning making any kind of mistake can make them feel incredibly anxious. However, being afraid to make the wrong decision can turn into being
off topic, but just like what is this? Is that like ham just like stacked on top of each other? Or like, what is that? Cake? I can't, I don't know. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna end the video right here because this video is like 25 minutes long. If you guys want to check it out, I'll leave it like in the description down below. But you know, yeah, I hope you guys love the video, like the video, subscribe. Have a great day. Have a great, you know, I keep messing this up. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys over the next one. Goodbye.